Good morning. Good morning. Welcome or welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Monday, September the 8th. We're here to look at the new releases that are published this week. And on Mondays, we are looking at cozy mysteries. So we're looking at the fluffy side. Hope you had a good weekend. Mine wasn't too bad. Quick announcements. I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Monday night. Our next sprints are on Tuesday night, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And our next morning show is Wednesday. We'll look at thrillers and crime fiction. Good morning, Elena. How you doing? She says, I'm good. Oh, good to hear. Hi, Mary. Good morning. Happy Monday. My show is over and went well. Oh, good. If the last 2.5 hours were as good as the first 1.5, it would have been a great show. But I'm happy and met nice people. Fantastic. Woohoo! And Mary says, cool here in Virginia this morning. 48. Sunny and beautiful. Love the fall. Yes, me too. We've been in the 40s for a few mornings. I think this morning we're not as cool. We are going to be in the 80s for most of the week. But yes, we like the fall. Elena says, hello, Mary. And how are you? Let's jump into cozies. I am doing well. Start of a new week. On the way to work, I need to pick up some donuts because we have a truck to unload. I have to go to the post office to get the mail that has accumulated over the weekend. I have to do payroll today. I'm reading a good book, though. It is the second in the series by Deanna Rayburn. It's Kills Well with Others. Really enjoying it. New book out tomorrow, which we'll talk about on Wednesday. The next Da Vinci Code book, The Secret of Secrets. First up here for Cozy Mysteries today is by Lynn Cahoon. It is A Medium Death, 5th in the Haunted Life Cozy Mystery Series. Summer in New Orleans might be hot, sticky, and muggy, but for the first time in a long time, Eddie felt like she was right where she wanted to be, until Casey's Treasures got a new shipment of antiques with a few angry spirits attached. Then her neighbor arrived unannounced at his condo after the body of a local fortune teller was found on the streetcar. His interest in the killing could only mean one thing. There was a monster nearby. With Lilac in and out of town on her college hunt, Eddie has thought it might be a quiet summer. She was wrong. Oops. And then it jumped. And Mary says, I'm doing great, Elena. Thanks for asking. Very nice. Truffles, Treachery, and Trouble by Kathleen Suzette, 7th in a Pumpkin Hollow candy store mystery. In Pumpkin Hollow, the magic of Halloween lasts all year, and autumn is a season of golden leaves, spice cider, and murder. Mia and her sister Christy run the town's beloved candy shop, filling glass jars with fudge, caramels, and their famous pumpkin truffles. But when a local is found dead under chilling circumstances, the sisters' cozy October routine is shattered. The investigation falls to Ethan, Mia's detective husband, but with whispers swirling through town faster than leaves in a storm, it's clear someone is hiding more than just a sweet tooth. With their tight-knit community on edge, Mia and Christy step into the shadows of Pumpkin Hollow's charming streets, piecing together secrets that could shatter friendships and change everything they thought they knew about their neighbors. The deeper they dig, the more they realize this killer is closer than they imagined. The trick will be catching them before Pumpkin Hollow's October turns deadly for someone else. Next up, a historical mystery. I've not read that series, but I am familiar with it. I do have the first book in my TBR. So many books. A Whisper in the Shadows by Darcy Burke, 4th in the Raven and Wren series. Private investigator Matilda Wren is posing as the wife of Inspector William Maxwell from the City of London Police to infiltrate a burial club scheme. Maxwell is a skilled detective, but he isn't Hadrian, her usual ally and the man she trusts most. When the club's administrator is murdered, Tilda needs Hadrian's expertise, notably his uncanny ability to glimpse others' memories. Disgruntled that he's been cast aside as Tilda's partner, Hadrian Beckett, Earl of Ravenhurst, finds a way to involve himself, which is fortuitous because Tilda would like his help. Working the case under Maxwell's watchful eye is a challenge, especially when he must conceal his supernatural gift. Worse, Maxwell's growing interest in Tilda stirs something unexpected in Hadrian: jealousy. When danger strikes far too close, Hadrian will do everything it takes to keep Tilda safe, even if it means revealing the secrets he's kept hidden in the shadows. Murder Pays a Call by Nancy J. Cohen. Personal concierge Carrie Armstrong will accept almost any job, but solving murders isn't on her to-do list, until now. When personal concierge Carrie Armstrong swings by her favorite client's mansion to drop off groceries, she expects a heartfelt chat along with a cup of tea. Not Fiona Sullivan dead in bed and her room ransacked. Though police chalk it up to a botched robbery, Carrie isn't so sure. Whispers around town suggest Fiona wasn't as adored as Carrie had believed, and many of the philanthropist's so-called friends in affluent Sunnygrove, Florida, seem glad she's gone. Carrie refuses to let Fiona's memory be reduced to malicious gossip. Armed with a keen eye, insider access, and a fully charged tablet, she sets out to uncover the truth. Soon her file of suspects grows faster than her to-do list. Between sneaky neighbors, resentful relatives, and tight-lipped charity board members, Fiona left behind a trail of frenemies who'd happily skip her memorial brunch, etc. End of row one. I've got a spot on my glasses, like right where I need to look through. And it's bugging me. Seven Reasons to Murder Your Dinner Guests by K.J. Whittle. Seven strangers meet for an anonymously hosted dinner party. I don't know these people, so why would you go? As the evening winds down, seven cards appear, one in front of each of the guests. On the card is a number, the age at which they will die. Thinking it an elaborate prank, the guests disperse into the night, hoping to forget the morbid evening forever. 2 weeks later, one of them is dead at exactly the age the card predicted. It must be a coincidence, but as more guests die, each one dead at the same age as their card, which would be their current age, I would imagine, it soon becomes clear that something much more sinister is afoot. Now it's up to the quickly dwindling group to figure out who or what was behind that fateful dinner party before their numbers catch up with them. I don't know, sounds a little flimsy to me. But that's just me. Someone is After Lulu Dupree by Josie S. Kilpatrick. 5 years ago, Lulu was in a car accident that left her with a traumatic brain injury and a gaping hole in her memory. Choosing to start over rather than return to a life she can't remember, she moved to Sedona, Arizona, and built a new life, which includes plenty of time for crochet, night hiking in the desert, and starting an eco-friendly cleaning company, which I hope is successful because it's expensive to live there. But now her buried past might be coming after her. If she's going to survive repeated attempts on her life, including a poisoned Snapple and an attempt to burn down her house, she'll have to confront her past, both what she can remember and what she's managed to forget. In addition to solving the mystery of who is trying to kill her, she has to wrestle with her neurodivergent brain that tells her to avoid conflict and blinking lights, to say nothing of the flamingos. Determined to find answers before she is silenced forever, Lulu and her reluctant attorney must navigate through clues and suspects, inching closer to confronting the shadows of her former self and apprehending the person who doesn't want her to have this simple, peaceful life she's worked so hard to build. Crooks and Cocktails by Casey Bellinger, 5th in the Antiques and Drinks series. Annie Tate craved a break from the crazy magical items she inherited, so she invited an old friend over for coffee and to discuss the small town's latest gossip. However, Living with two genies and a boisterous ghost leave little room for normalcy. When a beloved citizen of Manhattan is killed, Annie's good friend feelings spiral down an old rabbit hole. The murderer had to be connected to Amanda's enchanted items, but how? With a little help from her friend, she tries to identify the mysterious killer. But what if there's more than one suspect? And who was next on the hit list? Usually there is more than one suspect. That's what I say, Keo. Just gave a big sigh. Probably because I'm talking and he's trying to sleep. The Mystery of the Rose of Sharon Quilt by Jody Allen Bryce, 6th in the Harlan Creek Mystery Quilters. The small southern town of Harlan Creek is growing more secrets than flowers these days. When I, Dove Agnew, head out to Elizabeth Harlan's flower farm to help the quilters finish a wedding quilt, I expect a peaceful day filled with fabric, friendship, and maybe a little gossip. What I don't expect is a dead body sprawled in the middle of the rose beds, and not just any body. It's Crystal Kelly, the town's glamorous but notoriously difficult wedding planner. With Elizabeth suddenly topping the suspect list and the cops sniffing around like a hound on bone, the Harlan Creek cozy mystery quilters step into action. Between old family secrets, bitter hostility, and jealous rivals, Crystal had more enemies than anyone realized. With my determination to clear Elizabeth, the Harlan Creek quilters, and Petunia, the world's only mystery-solving goat, by my side, it's up to us to piece together the clues. End of row 2. The Nixie in the Neighborhood, 15th in the Soul Seeker Cozy Mystery Series by Courtney McFarlane. After a shape-shifting creature of legend escapes from its magical prison, Bryn Sullivan's quiet neighborhood turns into a supernatural disaster zone. The Nixie, a mischievous and unpredictable water spirit, is wreaking havoc, and some strange activity in a nearby local pond is drawing way too much attention. It's going to be all hands on deck as Bryn tries to find her beloved cat Bernie and track the creature down before it causes irreparable damage. But the Nixie is clever, and worse, it's angry. Every time they get close, it slips through their fingers, leaving more chaos in its wake. Can Bryn and her team outwit the elusive creature before it turns the entire town upside down? Or will the Nixie claim its freedom at the cost of everything and everyone in its path? Sorry, coffee was required. Murder on a Scottish Island by Lydia Travers, 2nd in the Lady Poppy Proudfoot series. Whoa. Scotland, 1924. When Lady Poppy Proudfoot is invited to her friend's hotel on the Isle of Skye, she is looking forward to a holiday, but all thoughts of relaxing vanish when she discovers the body of a strangled woman in a church. The police believe the widow's death was a robbery gone wrong, as a pendant was stolen from the scene, but Poppy is sure it's murder, ignoring the police's warnings to keep her nose out. She enlists her friend Inspector Mackenzie and her loyal Labrador Major to unpick the case. Poppy suspects one of the hotel's guests know more about the murder than they are willing to admit. Could it be Miss Buckley, the avid button collector, or the traveling guru who conveniently disappeared just after the murder? Or was it Mr. Henderson, so desperate for money he was driven to murder? When Poppy sees the victim's sapphire pendant on the neck of another guest, she's convinced the killer is targeting widows in the hotel and luring them in with jewelry. But to prove her theory, she will have to offer herself up as bait. Really? There's stolen property on somebody. But her only way of catching the killer, can Poppy con a con man and make it out alive, or will she be the next wealthy widow on the killer list? Did we already have this title? Almost the same title. We had Truffles, Treachery, and Trouble in the first row, and now this one is Truffles, Trouble, and Treachery by Morgana Best, third in the chocolate shop mysteries. Looks like it was previously published, but it's been extensively rewritten. So I guess we're counting it as new. Chocolatier Neril Myers thought catering a retirement party would be a sweet way to grow her business. She never expected it to turn deadly. When a high-powered advertising executive takes a bite of her signature chocolate and drops dead on the spot, Neril's dreams of success crumble faster than an overbaked cake. The detectives arrive with one suspect firmly in mind, the woman who made the fatal treat. Sure, Neril's known for her killer chocolates, but she means that in the best possible way. Her confections are supposed to leave customers dying for more, not actually dying. With the evidence stacked against her like layers in a perfect truffle, Neril's running out of time to prove her innocence. Fortunately, she has an unlikely ally, her temperamental rescue cat. But can one cranky feline's peculiar skills be enough to keep Neril from meeting a very sticky end? In a town where secrets are darker than Belgian chocolate and trust is rarer than a perfect ganache, Neril will need all the help she can get to clear her name before she becomes the next victim on the killer's menu. Bullets Over Baltimore Street by A.W. Hartung, 6 in the Afterlife Issues series. When Jess and Libby impulsively take a job in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, they have no idea what they're in for. It sounded simple enough. All they have to do is drive to the site of the bloodiest battle of the Civil War, enjoy a stay in a historic inn, and find out who's kicking up a fuss at the visitor center and museum. How hard can that be? But as soon as the ladies get into town, things start going sideways. But for one of the most haunted towns in the country, Gettysburg is oddly lacking in ghosts. And the one they do find are like nothing they've ever experienced before. For the first time, communication is a problem. They've got either too much or none at all. From there, it's all downhill. Max and Henri find the kind of problem that gets the attention of the local police. Mariah makes a disturbing discovery and reveals a talent she never needed before. Jess and Libby will learn more about revenge and sibling rivalry than they ever wanted to know while encountering an afterlife issue they didn't know existed. Can the friends heal old wounds and solve the mystery before spring break runs out? End of that row. A Dusting of Doubt by, Simone Steer, 12th in a Cafe Crimes Cozy Mystery Series. Parker Hayes thought she could handle the cozy chaos, Maggie's wedding, Wits with History podcast, and Hazel and Renee's dessert rivalry. But when Chief Buck Tucker asks her to help solve a 15-year-old cold case, her piece crumbles like a day-old donut. Beloved photography teacher Rainey Bishop just vanished without a trace. With her, now her remains have been found, and her grandmother believes Parker's true crime instincts can uncover the truth the town has tried to bury. As Parker digs through dusty yearbooks, tangled timelines, and long-held secrets, she finds herself at the center of a mystery that refuses to stay cold and a town that would rather forget. A Valiant Woman by Sarah F. Knoll. 11th in the Tabitha and Wolf Historical Mystery Series. Again, I'm aware of this one. I've not read it yet. Now that Wolf has embraced his inheritance of the Pembroke title, he finds himself curious about its history. Tabitha surprises him by arranging a private tour of the Pembroke Castle ruins for what was supposed to be a lovely family day out. As they wander the castle grounds, listening to the stories told by the knowledgeable caretaker, Tabitha and Wolf make the shocking discovery of a dead body. While there seems to be much local interest in explaining the corpse away as a victim of a freak accident, Tabitha can't shake the idea that there's something far more sinister at work. As she and Wolf begin to investigate, they get pulled into not just a murder case, but a puzzle that is over 700 years old and involves the very first Earl of Pembroke. Can Tabitha and Wolf uncover a murder even as they find themselves pitted against shadowy forces, their every move watched and danger lurking where they least expect it? Madame Popette meets her match. Fourth in the Madame Popette's Tea Shop series by Libby Castle. This might be our last one. Summer has arrived in St. Luke's upon the Water, and Charlotte Pompette, ex-circus fortune teller turned tea shop owner, finally has the peaceful life she's been yearning for. With her business thriving and Taro the black cat lounging contentedly in her sunny shop window, Charlie is ready to enjoy the season's simple pleasures, until the village's annual cricket match turns deadly, that is. When a player's tragic accident proves to be murder, most foul, and a second body turns up on the pitch, Charlie's detective instincts are reluctantly awakened. But this time, the stakes are higher than ever. A close friend stands accused, and the real killer seems to be targeting Charlie's newfound village family one by one. With time running out and danger creeping closer with every innings, can Charlie catch a killer who's playing by their own deadly rules? And we will stop there. Everybody remember where we parked? We parked at Madame Popette. Very good point, Mary. She says a trifle has layers, not truffles. A very good point. I forgot about that. Mary says, envious of your donuts this morning. Krispy Kreme. I won't be having any. Hope you will indulge. Nope, in just one of them. I'm trying to be good right now. Thanks so much and enjoy the day. Back at you, baby. Thank you so much for being here. Again, we'll be here on Wednesday to look at the crime fiction and thrillers, the darker side, and then on Friday we'll be looking at the rest of the cozy mysteries. So, hope you guys, and again, I don't have any sprints tonight. My next sprints are on tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Tuesday night, to every Tuesday and Thursday and Saturdays. All right. Be safe, read good books, stay cool, stay warm, whatever it is. Enjoy the fall. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Have a good day. God bless.